If you're an entrepreneur or business owner and you're looking for that quick cash flow catalyst, that way to inject some cash into your business, one thing I suggest is to consider raising your prices. And you go, JP, I'm having enough hard time trying to sell stuff anyway. But here's who this is really for. I often say that service to humanity is man's greatest work in life. We get back in direct proportion to what we give to the universe. But you got to give if you want to get. That's the law. If one of two reasons. One is you are booked solid and can't take any more new customers right now, and yet you're not making the kind of money you want to make. Or if you're trying to upgrade to a more premium client, a more preferred platinum level of client, and sort of weed out the junk, raising your prices can work, and it can be very good. So let's talk about the first. I run across a lot of business owners who are on the treadmill, right? You're running hard as you can. You can't get off the treadmill. Your days are filled. You can't possibly take on any more new customers. And yet, month in and month out, you're not, you look at the P&L and you're not making the kind of money that you want to make. It's time to raise prices. You possibly will lose some customers. And if you may want to segment. So like you might have customers that have been with you forever and you're going to respect for some period of time, respect their pricing. That's fine. But for every new customer that comes in, maybe you have your new price list. And so maybe you even notify all of your existing customers, hey, effective July 1, we're increasing our prices on our services by 30% or whatever the number is that you're going to increase our prices. But good news, not for you. As a valued client customer, we want you to keep coming back. We're going to keep offering the same high level of service and your prices won't increase. So maybe you don't increase your prices. And so that's a choice you have to make as an entrepreneur. But for all the new customers coming in, you're charging 30% more, 20% more, or 50% more. And that is just going to allow you to make more money with the same amount of work. Who wouldn't want to do that, right? So that's one way. Another, as we talked about, is to weed out maybe the less desirable clients, the ones who complain the most, the ones who cause the most, the bargain hunters, whatever, the people that don't value quality, don't value service, the white gloves level of touch that maybe that you offer your clients and customers.
The finer things, happily, some are affordable.
They're always complaining, they're always griping, they're never happy, never satisfied. Fire those people. Fire your worst customers.
Where were you? Photographing squirrels? You're fired.
One way to fire them is to price it out of their reach, right? Or out of their comfort level. So that can have that effect. And what that does then is it makes room for new customers and clients that are of the higher quality that you want, who value the value that you bring to the table, who place a premium on that value that you bring to the table and are willing to pay for it. And so what's interesting is that as human beings, and I don't know where it starts, but as human beings, we're conditioned to think that more expensive means better anyway. So I'm a real proponent of, if you're not the highest priced service in your market, at least being one of the highest priced services in your market. You'll see a video, I think it's on my website, but I know it's on YouTube, of David Sprague, one of my former clients who's also a friend of mine now. But he says, I've never paid anybody as much money as I paid JP Maroney to help consult our business. But then he goes on to say the kind of results that I get. And so what you have to look at is if you're bringing a level of value, if you're increasing the sales for your clients, if you're increasing their quality of life, if you're extending their life by providing them healthcare or wellness services, if you're helping them meet the love of their life, where do you put a limit on what you could charge for that, right? So really think about that. Think about your pricing in your market and don't be afraid to test higher price points. And, this is another point. In marketing in general, you should always be testing. But one of the things you could and should test is price points in the market. And what we have found is you cannot guess it. Because the moment you try to act like you got some kind of crystal ball,
Bicycle. Yes. Is it okay?
you're going to miss the guess. We have found in real tests, split testing price points, that bigger, higher prices have, not in all cases, but in many cases, outpulled lower price points in split test marketing. So don't be afraid to try this in your business. And what you're going to do is the same amount of work with less headaches and more money. That's a cash flow catalyst you can take straight to the bank, raise your prices. All right, so I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope your mind is just set off in all the different ways that you can use this strategy that you just learned. But we have 17 of these cash flow catalysts, these ways that you can go on a money hunt, and we've put them on a checklist that you can download right now. All you do is go to jpmaroney.com/cashflow. Again, jpmaroney.com/cashflow. Put your email address in, hit the button, we'll give you instant access to the PDF and the growing series of videos in this cash flow catalyst series. jpmaroney.com/cashflow.